Residents of Amerindian communities in the North Rupununi in Region 9 welcomed Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa and team from his ministry and from the Region 9 Regional Democratic Council during his two-day outreach to their communities last Friday and Saturday. On day one, Minister Mustafa visited and held meetings with residents of Anai, Waweta, Quataman, and Aranaputa, during which he brought them up to date on what government has been doing to expand and modernize Guyana's agriculture sector, and how in so doing has also been helping farmers grow more food. At all the meetings, Minister Mustafa first encouraged residents to raise issues of concern to them and to make requests for the betterment of their communities. At Anai, Minister Mustafa told the gathering that there is a revolution taking place in the agriculture sector and that government is investing heavily in the sector to ensure that Guyana can achieve food security. According to Minister Mustafa, this trust provides opportunities for every single farmer or farmers group across the country.
We want to develop the future generation in this country. That is why today over 30,000, 28 to 30,000 young people and also mature age people have been or had received scholarship from the government of Guyana to study in the gold program. We are making our people more qualified. Young people today, you tell them about agriculture, they don't like agriculture, they think agriculture is a menial job. They think agriculture is for the old people. We are changing that perspective. We are changing that perspective where we are making agriculture more modern. You talk about the women's group, talk about shade house. We are building shade houses across the country. We are making hydroponics farms. We are making agriculture more easy, more modern, and more resilient. That is why today we have thousands of young people who would have gone to the University of Guyana and the Guyana School of Agriculture, who are involved now in agriculture, who are earning their livelihood in agriculture. That's the way we have to do. We have to have the young people. We have to whip up the young people's interest early in food production. What we want Guyana to be, we want Guyana to be a food production hub. We want Guyana to be a country that produces a lot of food. As it stands now, we are producing 60% of the food that we are consuming. And the president said, no, we must increase that. And we have a president who has a vision. Let me be very frank. He is very passionate about the agriculture sector. He wants to ensure that farmers get the necessary resources so that they can produce. When the farmers produce, when your village produce, when the region produce, the country will be benefit. That we want. That is why we are making the necessary input. When we had the floods, we had $7.8 billion distributed to farmers across this country. $7.8 billion. We are making subsidies to the various areas, fertilizer, chemicals, planting materials. We are working to help farmers. That's the way we have been doing things. And we will continue. We will continue because as I'm speaking now, we are building a food hub. We are building a food hub at the Linden-Soesdijk Highway. Your region, Region 9, will be the gateway for us to go to other countries, form that partnership with other countries. As a matter of fact, we have already signed an MOU with the state of Roraima so that what we need and we don't produce in Guyana, we'll have from the state of Roraima to stock our food hub. To stock our food hub. So these are the things that we are doing. And you will be a very important component in the entire development that we are foreseeing, that we are planning. We hope that you take up all the opportunities that are coming your way. We are now building a tissue culture lab. You know what's a tissue culture lab? A tissue culture lab is to produce planting material. Different types of planting materials. We have 11 nurseries across this country. And the demands is so much that we cannot supply farmers with all the planting materials. But what we are doing now, we are building a tissue culture lab. By the first quarter of next year, that lab will be coming into operation, and we will able to supply farmers with different type of plants, with different amount of planting material, with and these plants that will be producing at the tissue culture lab will be pest resistance and disease resistance. And we'll produce, that lab will have the capacity to produce millions of planting material.
Minister Mustafa assured the residents that as Guyana's economy improves, their lives will also continue to improve.
We move Guyana up the trajectory, move it up with other countries. And what's done, we are doing that your standard of living will improve. The future for our country, the children's future will be secure. They will become more educated. The auntie just spoke about she went to school barefoot. She went without a bag. She used to hold her slate on her hand. We don't want that to happen for the younger generation. We want to change that. You all agree with me? Yeah. We have to change that, and we are changing it. We are changing it. So the auntie who would have struggled to survive and reach 73 years, she now is fortunate to live to see that the PPP Civic brings change to our country for the betterment of our children and betterment for the people of our country. So we must make these analyses. Sometimes we get carried away. Sometimes we just get carried away when people come and talk some nice things. And we say, yes, they meant talking true. But let us look at it. Where we were, where we are, and where we'll be going. Those are the three things we have to talk about. And when we talk about those things and we make those comparisons, then we will make a sober judgment. For the next couple months, after the holidays, you'll see a lot of them coming around. Because the election will be around the corner. But we don't only come elections time, we come all the time. When things are good, we come. When things are bad, we come. And we are with you all the times.
Based on the representations made by farmers and residents of Anai, Minister Mustafa committed to supplying approximately 60,000 pounds of cassava in the coming week to assist with weather-related shortcomings in production. He also assured that NARI would be conducting soil tests and providing training on best practice for climate-smart agriculture. Farmers also received the cushy ants bait, coconut and general planting materials, fertilizer and small agriculture tools. During a meeting at Quartamang, the Agriculture Minister committed to having the new Guyana Marketing Corporation conduct training sessions with the Women's Purple Sweet Potato Farmers Group in value-added techniques that will eradicate spoilage of their produce. NARI will also assist villages of Quartamang in the establishment of shade houses. At Aranaputa, the final village for the first day of Minister Mustafa's two-day outreach, residents made representation for help in cassava cultivation through the provision of planting materials and helping out with sweet cassava from the coast. Help in this regard was promised in the coming week. The Peanut Farmers Group will also receive GMC's help in marketing and training for an even better product. At all the meetings, boys and girls of the communities were presented with toys and assorted sweets by the minister and his team from his ministry and the RDC Region 9.